Alright, hello. And yeah, we got this funky looking fellow here. The killdozer of the Gundam universe, apparently. The description says it took out government officials. I guess it was angry about something, but yeah, we have the Dom Resonance Thunderbolt, which means there's like a regular Dom Resonance out there. But either way, it looked really interesting. I wanted to see what it can do. It's a raid at 400, so we'll see what it does. Of course, melee priority level 3. You have the Dom R Bazooka TB. This will work with a certain skill, as you guys will see. You have the Dom RH Saber TB. You have the Spread Beam. Should work exactly like a Dom's. If you ever played the Dom, better than the Flash Grenade, in my opinion. Dom R Sturmfaust TB. You have the MMP-80 machine gun grenade launcher, and of course, with the regular machine gun grenade launcher here, there's the grenade launcher. So yeah, that's 4 instant stuns, by the way. And finally, you have a spike shield. Not a weapon, unfortunately. I kind of wish it was. Maybe not for this suit, but you know, kind of would have been fun to have. I guess technically you can use it as a weapon for one of the skills, but yeah, it's considered a small size shield and it has 3,000 HP. It's not a whole lot. And yeah, for skills, you have Assault Booster level 1, High Performance Balancers, you have Maneuver Armor level 3, so you can't get stun while boosting, and you will take less stagger, you have less stagger resistance, right? And damage taken will be reduced by 15%. Stun accumulation, what I meant to say, reduces stun accumulation when hit consecutively. Melee Combo Controller level 2, that's 3 melee swings. You have Shield Break, Stance Mastery. So I mentioned the shield there, where it doesn't have a whole lot of health, and typically with suits, when they get their shield destroyed, they'll get stunned. This suit will not get stunned with this skill. You have a dodge roll, pretty nice. Optimized cooling efficiency, so whenever you are using high-speed movement or jumping, initial consumption is decreased by 10%. You have Anti-Blast Stabilizer level 1. Thankfully for a suit that kind of looks this chunky. Pretty nice to have. You have Enhanced Tackle level 4. You do more damage on tackles, and combined with a shield tackle, so you can technically use that shield as a melee weapon. And yeah, that'll get some pretty good damage, I'd imagine. You have Waist Special Cushioning level 3, so reduces HP loss from waist damage by 30%. Not sure if that would count the actual legs of the suit. They're very weird how they kind of do that. I think it might just be your where your waist would be, like the flaps right before it goes into your legs. I mean, that's where your waist would be, but you know, this is GBO2. And we have Auxiliary Power, which this was on the Jurek. If you don't know what that skill was, basically, if you're going to die from an attack at 1,000 or more HP, you will survive with like a set amount, like what, 500, 400, and you will take you have like a massive damage resistance, where like weapons will be doing like less than 100 damage to you, and you can survive for a few seconds longer. Basically like a second wind, right? It only activates like once per life though. And you have High Speed Mobile Shooting, which is a skill that was on the Sinanju that is now on a 400 suit. And hey, I'm kind of glad, honestly, that we're getting more suits like this, or more skills like that, because you know, obviously in Gundam, there's been a few times now where you see characters boost and shooting their weapons, right? But who knows how it's going to work for this suit at 400. I mean, 4 stuns already is crazy enough. But yeah, look at this dude. God. It's just goofy but kind of cool at the same time. And apparently this is for Thunderbolt, so already I can feel the movement speed. It's just fast, you know, typical Dom, right? Boost speed, I think it was 200, right? Now the bazooka is going to be your first stun here. Doing the poor gun cannon here, mass protection type. Thankfully, your quick swaps will all have your stun weapons here. So there's a Sturmfaust. If I move around up front, this will stun. I can also use this while boosting as well. So, another stun. Be careful against suits with shields, because they'll shield it and you won't get a stun. And finally, I say finally, not really, you have the MMP machine gun here, which I believe will stun in 17 hits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, if somehow you landed every single shot in your machine gun, that will allow you 2 stuns, but don't count on it, you're probably going to get like 1. And of course, grenade launcher stun. Melee swings, there's your side swings. There's your poke for your neutral. And downswing, you just go straight forward with a horizontal. Now you have to be careful though, because actually this is my second time recording this, because I made a mistake during the first one. It has nothing to do with this, but you have to be careful how you downswing people, because positioning will matter, because if you get somebody on the front, well, you ended up on the side, unfortunately. But you can whiff on smaller, kind of like Gym Gundam Federation suits like this, if you hit them from the front. But yeah, and obviously since you have balancers, you can just kind of transition to that very easily. Just be careful, because oftentimes whenever you're picking a Dom suit, sometimes there'll be like a mess up where you'll do the downswing, but you won't get any distance from you hovering. You kind of just stand still in place. But thankfully this still works right now. And I do have forced tackle on. This thing does not have a counter. Probably should have countered a thing that wasn't going to die. That will knock somebody down, leading to a free downswing. Now, force counter off. I made a big mistake because I forgot I had that on, where I thought that it didn't overheat whenever it tackled. It just knocked people over. I was like, holy shit, that's really busted. Lo and behold, I was acting a fool. There's your overheat. That's still a lot of tackle damage. Remember, shield tackle combined with enhanced tackle level 4. Reminds me a lot of the, was it the Dom heavy arms, the support? So, you can this, or I can just tackle the Gundam instead. That's fine. We can still do that. Move him out of the way, push his body around. But you could totally... Actually, let's go to a fresh health suit here. Fresh body, if you will. You could also use that to extend movement if you really wanted to. No offense system, so it won't protect you from a stun, but still. So you could do that. Or just completely whiff. Let's just imagine that I didn't whiff that because, you know, the game decided I was going to whiff that. It was all rigged from the start, right? So let's just go ahead and get that tackle off. So that would be over half. That would actually be half his health, and then you can throw in another neutral. Or maybe, actually, I don't think you'll have enough time to do another downswing, but that's over a half health combo on a support, so really nice. And again, 3 melee swings. And finally, high speed mobile shooting here. Press touchpad, you can use your bazooka. That will not stun the Gundam. Trying to showcase the skill. Thank you game. Does not work for your other stun options here, except for the flash bomb. You can already do that while boosting, but either way, really good for the Gundam, the Dom here, since it already has a downswing that'll move it forward, so you can effortlessly just kind of do this at range. And you could probably do that, throw in another neutral if I wasn't too slow on the draw there, but pretty nice. And again, that restuns beautifully. I don't know why I'm being so slow to tackle here, but either way, you get the idea. And of course, machine gun, nice damage on supports, and I think even against generals. Of course, this is no defense build Gundam at 400, but still 140 damage. Pretty nice for a raid against a general. So yeah, 4 instant stuns. Really good tackle combos. Like even if you whiff your melee, I mean the tackle will still do really good damage. Actually, let's go tackle the general if it will let me from this angle. Yeah, that's still fair. Especially if you got another stun lined up, you can probably initiate a stun lock there. And if somebody is trying to melee you, you'll knock them over. So that'll allow for some big damage opportunities, especially around teammates. It's basically the same thing as the typical counter where the ones where kind of like the campers, where the person will fall back slowly. It'll allow them to be opened up for everybody to fire at. Same thing with this counter, even though it's not really a counter. So yeah, Dom Resonance, or Dom R, whatever you want to call it, seems pretty good. I mean, again, 4 instant stuns. You got a good just damage over time, like you know, the machine gun. Nice poke and downswing. Pretty nice. Don't hate it. Now you have to be careful because it is a raid. I believe its beam resistance is like 14, but still. Also like the way it looks too. I got it because that. I got it because I like the way it looks. What can I say? What can I say? You caught me red-handed. Still kind of wish it had the spike shield as like a secondary melee weapon. Maybe there should be a skill where like you do reduce damage if the shield's destroyed, or maybe they can have a thing to where it's kind of like black and shot up to kind of show you that it is destroyed, so it kind of justifies it still being used as a weapon, right? But either way, I like the way the legs used here. It reminds me of the rhinoceros from Side Stories, and the other kind of I can't remember the thing that Ramba Raw pilots. The hovercraft. Actually, just the hovercraft units in this game anyway. In this game, in Gundam. So yeah, pretty nice. I like it. I love dogs. Oh my god.